everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. It's great to have you here as usual. So I was talking to my daughter and one of my best friends the other day, and we were talking about the idea of basically linear timelines. You know, the way you've heard it before, that's the way things are supposed to be. The idea of the American dream of, having, a family with 2.5 kids and the white picket fence and things of that sort, or the idea that you are, supposed to graduate high school, go to college, start a family, those types of ideas, I always laughed at any notion of life going the way and doing things the way that they're supposed to be done. Being is that when my parents were arrested when I was 13, that completely threw everything that was supposed to happen in my life out the window. For that type of trauma, for any type of trauma, when you are a child, it affects your entire life. And with the way that traumas are happening more and more regularly, or at least being acknowledged more and more regularly, it's almost impossible for anybody to lead the type of life that you're supposed to live. And we're taught that these are the things that we want. But what do you really want? My family has always grown up poor, and my grandmother was always such a rock to the family, because we really didn't know we were poor. We always had so much fun, just playing with sticks and things that we found in my grandparents' yard. Just playing with each other. And we would create these elaborate fantasy worlds where we were fairies or mermaids or, or spies or something to that effect. And so, maybe that's not the way life is supposed to be, but it was still a really good life, if somebody tries to tell you that you're supposed to want to do this, this, and this, and this, or try to convince you that, you're wrong for not being on track or not doing what you're supposed to do, remember that everybody is completely different. As I've said before, the world needs you, because no one has experienced what you've experienced the way you've experienced it, and no one can understand or express those experiences like you can. Every experience in life is specifically geared for you. So, maybe you can take these suggestions for, what would help you thrive in life, but don't fall for the, idea that things are supposed to be a certain way. I was telling them that while my aunt was trying to get custody of me, I remember overhearing a counselor talking to her, and he point blank told her that people like me who have been through that type of trauma by the time we're 16, we are usually either drug addicts, pregnant, or dead. And I don't know, that gave me a drive a lot of times. But I admit, a lot of times, or there were a few times actually, that I just felt like, why fight fate? You know, if that's what is supposed to happen to me, why not? And so I did. I almost gave up. I was very, very close. But I look at it as I cried out for help. And you can't let people predict your future, because it always turns out wrong. And when it doesn't go the way it's supposed to, you know, I've done a video on this before. My daughter was talking in the, she was watching the movie The Flash, and in there he says, what is it? Make a plan, execute the plan, expect the plan to fail, scrap the plan. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, that's about it. You know, it's one of the things about, like, you gotta kind of roll with the punches with life. You know, speaking from somebody who's had a lot of bad things happen to her, and good things as well. Sometimes good things will come, you know, kind of out of left field. Like, I'm very excited to announce that I have a in-person interview tomorrow with a place where I will be working with autistic kids, and I'm so excited. This is going to be wonderful, you know, and if I get the job, that's going to be fantastic. I'm really excited. You know, if I don't get the job, hey, I had the interview. They looked at me. They wanted me, you know, and sometimes because of technicalities, it doesn't work out. But you know what? I'll be okay. Just knowing that opportunity is out there. So, you know, I know it's hard. I know, you know, like the last couple of days, hell, the last couple of weeks, there have been some days that I'm just like, I just need to kind of hunker down and heal. Things have been a little bit overwhelming. I've been a little bit overstimulated myself. And so it's okay to take that time to just focus on yourself and heal. And you know, it's okay to not be okay. It's okay that some things are not turning out the way they're supposed to be. You know, and that just means that you're being protected for another opportunity. Or at least that's what I like to believe. You know, that's what I have to believe, especially for myself. And, you know, I was talking to another friend yesterday about this opportunity and how excited I was, and a few other opportunities that have popped up as well. And I'm really, a lot of things have been going really good, and unfortunately, sometimes that scares me, because of course, you know, anybody who has had a trauma in their life, things are going really well right now. When's the other shoe going to fall? But I've had the other shoes fall, and I survived them. So honestly, they're gonna fall. If they fall, cool. If they don't, cool. Either way, I'm gonna survive, and I'm still going to be happy to be me, whether I'm supposed to or not. If you like my style, like and subscribe. I'll see you next time.